والصلاة والسلام على خاتم المرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا طب القلوب وربيعها محمد بن علي أزكى الصلوات وأطيب التسليم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. The subject of today is described by Allah in Quran as something that we love. So I just wanna ask you to guess what could be the thing that we love and Allah is describing it in Quran as we love it. Any guess? Jannah, of course. What else? Rasulullah, okay. Something from dunya? Rizq, okay. So we have a lot of things described as that in Quran. And the thing that I want to talk about is Al-Nasr. And it's something that we all love as a Muslim. And Allah is saying in Quran, في سورة الصف آية 13 آية 13 أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وأخرى تحبونها نصر من الله وفتح قريب وبشر المؤمنين. And you will obtain another favor that you love, victory from Allah and imminent conquest, and give good tidings to the believers. And I just want to start with a special aspect of this Nasr that is not generally what we think about. And it's a pure materialization of this conquest of Nasr based on the definition of Allah. It's the treaty, or here specifically the treaty of Hudaybiyah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing in the first ayah in Surah Al-Fatih, إِنَّا فَتَحْنَا لَكَ فَتْحًا مُبِينًا. Indeed, we have given you, O Muhammad, a clear conquest. So how a treaty can be a conquest? And that can be tied to what we are living today. And inshallah, we hope that we will reach the completion of the Treaty of Gaza, and inshallah the ceasefire, and we will be in good conditions there, inshallah. So this is how the Treaty of Hudaybiyah is described, even though many terms that appeared more in favor of Quraysh at this time. So for instance, Umrah was postponed for the next year. So that was the objective. So it's postponed. Then returning anyone fleeing from Mecca, fleeing to Mecca, and no one going to Quraysh will be returned to them. So if a Muslim comes to us, we should return it to Quraysh, but we should not do the same. So it's just one way. Then when we were writing the treaty, they asked us, or asked Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to erase Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and write Bismillahum. And then Ali radiallahu anhu did not want to erase it, and the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam did this by himself. And Umar radiallahu anhu was arguing with the Prophet and then with Abu Bakr about this treaty. So Kibar Sahaba were unhappy because they were not able to understand the clear conquest that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described later in Quran as Fath al-Mubin. So things that we are seeing that maybe appear for us not a big deal, we should think about them. Maybe they are a really good deal. So now for us, what I want to do today and start from today is to gather from Quran the conditions of Nasr. Practically, what should we do to get granted this Nasr? And I will start with the first condition, which is Al-Iman wal-Amal al-Salih, the belief of Allah, and good deeds. So it's as easy as this. And to show that, I will just go through Quran and show you what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying about that. So the first ayah in Surah Al-Rum, ayah 47, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولقد أرسلنا من قبلك رسلا إلى قومهم فجاءوهم بالبينات فانتقمنا من الذين أجرموا وكان حقا علينا نصر المؤمنين. and incumbent upon us was support of the believers. So Allah is granting us this nasr. In Surah Ghafir, إنا لننصر رسلنا والذين آمنوا في الحياة الدنيا ويوم تقوم الأشهاد. Indeed, we will support our messengers and those who believe during their life of this world and on the day when the witnesses will stand. Another ayah, Surah An-Nur 55. وعد الله الذين آمنوا منكم وعملوا الصالحات ليستخلفنهم في الأرض كما استخلف الذين من قبلهم. Allah has promised those who have believed among you and done righteous deeds that He will surely grant them succession to authority upon the earth, just as He granted it to those before them. And if you think about it, it's like conquests in kind of attacking mode. Allah is telling us, if you are doing that, you will be granted victory. But we have other ayats, subhanallah, in the defense mode. إن الله يدافع عن الذين آمنوا إن الله لا يحب كل خوان كفور. Indeed, Allah defends those who have believed. Indeed, Allah does not like everyone treacherous and ungrateful. Another ayah, Surah Nisa 141. وَلَنْ يَجْعَلَ اللَّهُ لِلْكَافِرِينَ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ سَبِيلًا. Allah, and never will Allah give the disbelievers over the believers a way to overcome them. So, and you can see how this can be calming ayat for Muslim and Muslim community in general. So if we are righteous, doing good deed, and we are having like a war or whatever, we will be victorious for sure. And if someone is trying to attack us, Allah will defend us. So the question I'm raising now is why we are losing many battles, let's say. So the answer is also coming from Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وما أصابكم من مصيبة فبما كسبت أيديكم ويعفو عن كثير. Surah Shura, ayah 32. And whatever strikes you of disaster, it is for what your hands have earned. But He pardons much. So we are doing a lot of bad things, we are not following the rules, and Allah is pardoning a lot. But if something bad is happening to us, it's because of us. We should think again about our iman and our deeds. And this is a general law, universal law, and there is no exception. Because if we have an exception for that, the first one who deserved this exception will be Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companion in Ghazwat Uhud. But we didn't have an exception for them. So how can we expect, who are we to expect an exception for us? So this is a law. In tansurullah yansurkum. If you are doing what Allah is telling us to do as believers, Allah is granting us victory. And to confirm that, Surah Al-Fath, ayat 23, Allah is saying, سُنَّةَ اللَّهِ الَّتِي قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِ وَلَنْ تَجِدَ لِسُنَّةِ اللَّهِ تَبْدِيلًا. This is the established way of Allah which has occurred before, and never will you find in the way of Allah any change. So this is what I have for today. So this is like the first condition of Nasr. I will try for the next time, inshallah, to give you more conditions of the Nasr. If we are gathering them, alhamdulillah, with Iman and everything, we will be granted al-Nasr. So, إني داع فأمنوا اللهم اجعل صلح غزة فتحا لبيتك المقدس كما جعلت صلح الحديبية فتحا لبيتك الحرام. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.